already done. I was tired. I don't wipe my hands. I tried to be open-minded. I tried to work with the man, but that was just too much. Like, you don't do that. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Touche. If you are new here, my name is Shayla, and as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, I'm about to be having a story time with you all. This is actually going to be my first story time that I'm posting on my channel, so I'm pretty excited about that, and I figured why not make it about my worst Tinder date ever. So if you guys would like to hear that story, just make sure you continue to watch. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It would really help my channel so much. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know the next time that I post a video to my channel. All right, let's get into the story. So obviously the story starts on the Tinder app. For those who don't know what the Tinder app is, it is a dating app that you can install on your phone, tablet, whatever. And basically you're on it between the hours of 12 to 3 midnight, and you just swipe, and hopefully you match with somebody that you're compatible with. When I used it back in my single days, I had some really bad times, but then I had that one good time, and I said this before and I'll say it again. I actually met my fiance, my soulmate, on a dating site, which was Tinder, so I'm an advocate for it when done safely. But before I had that happy ending, I had a few bad. One night I was just swiping, doing my thing, swipe, and I happened to come across someone's profile. We're gonna have to think of a name for him. John. We'll call him John, like John Doe. So yeah, I ended up coming across John's profile, and he was looking kind of cute. He was brown skinned, he had a beard. He didn't really have much on his bio itself, which, oh, little tip fellas, usually girls like it when you put something in your bio. Sometimes they read it, so just a little tip for you. But yeah, anyway, he didn't have anything in his bio, so there wasn't really anything that I can read from that. So all I had was his pictures that were on there, and I don't remember all of them, but there's one that I do remember in particular, and it was of him licking the bottom of his shoe, and he was sitting on some shoe boxes in the pictures. So yeah, he was a sneakerhead. Like, he was all about his shoes, all about his Jordans, and that was that. So yeah, we ended up matching on Tinder, and after we matched, hold on, y'all know when y'all match on there, it's like low-key like, oh snap, you think I'm cute, I think you cute, like, like you have a little moment, and then but anyway, yeah, so we ended up matching on Tinder, and he inboxed me on there, and he asked why I was on there, and I told him, I'm just trying to find people to talk to. He said the same thing. He was like, yeah, I'm just trying to find someone to kick it with. We chit-chatted, asked each other what we do for work, where we from, this and that. We exchanged each other's Snapchats, we exchanged each other's Instagrams, and then yeah, that was it. That was pretty much it with John. After that day that we matched, we didn't hit each other back up the following days after. We just didn't, and it was cool. He wasn't consistent, I wasn't consistent. It was whatever. The only time that he would hit me up is if I happened to post a new picture on Instagram, or if I happened to post a new snap and I was looking kind of cute. So that's when he'll always hit me up, like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a long time, you look good. It's like, thanks, I felt the same way from my last post. But anyway, one day we found out that we happened to be in the same city together, and he messaged me. He was like, hey, I see that you're in the area. And I was like, oh yeah, I am. Like, you in the area too? He was like, yeah. Well, while you're out here, do you want to go to a movies or something? And I figured, why not? I mean, we happened to be talking for about 2 months, and it wasn't consistent or nothing, just a little hey once in a blue moon, but okay, I'm here for it, amuse me. And I say, yeah, let's meet up. disclosure, okay, caution. If you guys happen to meet someone online and you want to meet them in person, I highly advise that you meet them in a public place. Of course, for obvious safety reasons, but also because if you guys don't click and you feel like, okay, this is too much, they might be catfish, they looking kind of crazy, something seems sketchy. When you're in a public place, it's just more safer to just just get your behind out of there and get in safe hands. So just another tip for you. So yeah, we decided to meet at a movie theater that was inside of the mall and see a movie. We decided to see the movie Ocean's 8. Just to give you guys a time frame, that was the movie with Sandra Bullock and Rihanna. So I was really looking forward to seeing that movie. And yeah, I think the movie was at like 7:30 or something. And he was like, yeah, let's be arrived there at 7:30. We'll go watch the movie. We'll get to know each other. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm wearing my nice little sundress, y'all. I got my hair all curled up. I got some makeup on my face. Like, I'm ready. Like, let's go. I'm about to go on a little datey date. Okay. So I drive to the movie theater and on time too. Like the movie starts at 7:30, so I'm there at 7:30. And I message him and I'm like, hey, I'm at the theater. Where are you? I was expecting him to text back, hey, I'm here too. I got the tickets. Or, hey, I'll be there in one moment. Don't go in line yet. Nope. He was like, aight. Yeah, that's all he texted back was aight. And I was just like, okay. So I'm just waiting in the mall food court. Like, all right, when is John going to show up here? So after a while, after like 10 to 15 minutes, I was like, okay, well, I'm about to get in a ticket line. And he says, all right, I'm going to be there in a bit. So I go in the ticket line and I'm just standing there. And then out of nowhere, I hear someone from behind me go, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what? Mind you, I haven't seen him in person yet. We met on Tinder and any time that we spoke was on Instagram and Snap. So it was always just like pictures. So he did a 007. He startled me a little bit like, okay. And then I turn around and I see that it's him. And I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Shay. It's nice to finally meet you. This and that, smiling, being friendly. He's just like, what's up? Gives me a head nod. No handshake, no hug, just a head nod. And I'm like, oh, well, excuse me. Okay. Well, you just too cool for school then, huh? I was just like, oh, hey, what's up? And he's like, yeah. And in line, standing in the ticket line to buy our tickets to the movie. And we're talking and chit-chatting. And I asked him, I was like, well, did you find a parking space okay? Did you have troubles parking in a parking garage? Like, the movie started at 7:30. You came a little late. Like, was everything all right? And he was like, yeah, I had to cop some Jordans. Jordans? Some shoes. You had me wait damn near 30 minutes to buy some shoes, sir? And I should have known that because it's in his Tinder picture, he was licking the bottom of it. So I should have known better. But it's cool. I ain't even sweat it. I was just like, okay. I was trying to be open-minded. My friends tell me that I was too strict when it came to dating anyway. So I was trying this new thing where I was just letting stuff roll off my back. So when we get to the ticket booth, the lady calls us and she's like, next. And we both walk up there. And he's looking at me. And I'm looking at him. And he's looking back at me. And I'm looking back at him. And then the ticket lady looks at the both of us like, are y'all about to buy some tickets? And I'm like, oh, snap. Homeboy about to buy my ticket. He about to buy my ticket. And that was a new one for me. I'm sorry. Call me old school, but you invited me here. I thought you were going to buy my ticket, sir. What are we doing? But like I said, I was on this whole thing where I was trying to try something new. I wasn't going to be quick to jump the gun and judge, Maybe it wasn't payday from him and it's equal rights now. Girls can buy their own tickets too. I don't really like that, but you know, we can. And I did have a few coins that day, so I was like, yeah, one ticket, please. And then it was his turn to buy his ticket. And he's naming and asking for every discount in the book. You name it. Military discount, student discount, senior citizen discount, born in January discount. I mean, every discount that you could get, he was trying to ask for. And that's when I put two and two together. Like, oh, okay, so he's on a budget. But no, you never know someone's situation. I'm not trying to judge. He was on a budget, clearly. We're just going to leave it at that. So next thing you know, we go into the line where the person rips our tickets so we can go into the theater. And we're standing in that line. And while we're standing in that line, he tells me, hey, you know the parking garage ticket that you get when you park? And I was like, yeah. He was like, do you know that if we show it to them, they can waive the fee for parking in a garage? And I said, no, I didn't know that. Y'all, that fee that he's talking about getting waived is $1. It's $1. It's a $1 for you to park in a parking garage to go to the movie theaters inside the mall. But hey, I get it. $1 is still $1 that you can save. So if he wanted to save that $1, that's cool with me. It's whatever. So we get up to the line. The lady's ready to rip our tickets so we can go into the theater. And I give her my ticket. And he starts patting himself. He started digging in his pockets. He started checking his back pockets, front pockets, checking his coat pockets. And I'm like, are you okay? Did you lose your movie ticket? He's like, no, I didn't lose my movie ticket. I'm looking for that parking garage ticket. And I was like, the one for $1? He was like, yeah, remember I said they can waive that fee. Oh, okay. There's this line of people behind us, okay, waiting to see the movie. It's like 15 people at least. The ticket lady's just looking at us like, is everything okay? The ticket lady is just looking at us like, is everything okay? Like, can we get the line moving? Everyone's getting out the line, trying to see what's going on, what's the holdup. At this point, I'm embarrassed. Like, I just want to bury myself, pin my head down. I could have literally melted. My face was turning red, and he's still just looking for this ticket, talking about some, nah, it's $1. That's $1 that I ain't gotta pay. I ain't gotta pay no dollar. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I got the dollar. How can I have a spare dollar? It's all good. Yeah, come on, let's go through the line. Let's see that movie. I got $1. He's like, oh, you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Child. So after we went through that, after I paid for my movie ticket, after I done gave this man $1 to pay for the parking garage ticket, I already convinced in my mind, oh, he on a budget. But it's all right. It's all good. Maybe he don't even like me. Like, I don't know. I didn't know at this point. He was doing everything to show like he just wasn't into it. So I was just like, I'm going to make the best of it because I just paid my movie ticket money. That ticket was $10, okay? And I know $10 is not a lot of money, but for a movie ticket, that's a lot for me. So I was like, I'm going to see this movie. I'm going to see Rihanna in this movie. We're walking towards the theater, and we happen to walk past the concession stand. And he looks at me. He's like, hey, you want something from the concession stand? And I'm like, do you want something from the concession stand? And I said it like that because I already paid for this movie ticket. I already paid for the parking garage ticket. Y'all know how movie theater food be, so I'm looking at him like, he's like, yeah, come on. Let's go to the concession stand. So I'm thinking, oh, okay. Maybe this was just mixed signals. You know, maybe he wanted to do the whole I paid for my ticket and he paid for the snacks thing. Like, maybe we was on that vibe. I could work with that. That's something I could work with. So we get to the concession stand, and he gets this little energy drink with some candy. And he asks me, hey, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, I'll just take a water. And 3 items from the movie theater cost $15. Y'all know movie theater prices is ridiculous. I mean, my water alone costs $5. Cashier rung everything up, gave him the total, and this man says, make the water separate. He told the cashier to make my water separate so I could pay for my water by myself. I should have known. Like, that shouldn't have even been a shock. I should have known. Even the cashier was like, what? Like, even the cashier was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll get my water. Once I paid for my water, y'all, and we was going to the theater to watch the movie, I was done. Like, in my head, I was already done. I was tired. I done wiped my hands. I tried to be open-minded. I tried to work with the man, but that was just too much. Like, you don't do that. Like, date etiquette 101. But I was still going to see my movie regardless, and that was that. So we're walking to the theater. We sit down. We get seated. And he tells me, out of nowhere, he tells me, hey, if you happen to hear my stomach growling, it's because I didn't eat. I don't know if he was telling me that to be code for, can you get me something to eat from the concession stand? I don't know what this man's doing. He's acting weird. He's doing weird actions. I wasn't understanding, but I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I was so through with him acting like I was being so standoffish. Like, I didn't care what he was saying at this point. My eyesight was clearly on the movie. I wasn't into whatever he had going on. Well, I started to get hungry. I started to get very hungry, and I remembered that I had this coupon for some free popcorn. So I excused myself, went to the restroom, pulled out my phone where I could go to that app where I had my free popcorn, went back up to the concession stand, met with that same cashier, and he gave me my popcorn, and he was like, hey, was that your date, the one that didn't pay for the water? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, dang, you don't deserve that. And I was like, thanks. So even the cashier peeped it. Like, it was a mess, y'all. So as I was walking back to the movie theater with my popcorn, I noticed that there was like hair on my popcorn. I mean, for all I know, it could have been my hair, but I was going to turn around and go back and say, hey, there's hair in my popcorn. But then I thought about it, and I realized that would have been petty because the popcorn was free in the first place. Anyway, I was just going to toss it and just call it a day. But then I thought about something. I was like, you know what? He's been acting and treating me so bad so far. I'm about to give this man this hairy ass popcorn. I was about to give him this popcorn. He did mention how his stomach was growling, so I figured, why not? So I go back in the theater with the popcorn, and I'm like, hey, remember how you mentioned your stomach was growling? Here you go. I give it to him, y'all, and he's like super happy. He's like, oh my gosh, thank you. He's about to hug me. He even leaned in to kiss me. I don't know if he was leaning in to kiss my lips or my cheek. Either way, I dodged it, and I was just like, you're welcome, like, no problem. And yeah, after that, we sat down, watched the movie. Movie was pretty good too. And now it's time for us to go. Now, mind you, this movie theater was in a mall, and the mall actually closes before the actual movie theater. So when we left the movie theater, the mall is completely empty. And we parked our car in parking garages. So as I'm walking, I'm like, yeah, so I parked my car in this parking garage, which was like all the way on the other side of the mall. And he's like, oh, all right. And he turns and walks the other way. And I'm like, I parked my car in this parking garage this way. And I said it in that tone because at this point I was done. Like, no, sir, you already did some things that was like a no-no. You're not going to have me walk to my car late at night in an empty mall. I'm small. I'm under 5 feet. I'm only 5 feet. I was wearing a summer dress. Like, no, you going to walk me to my car. It's late. And when I said in that tone, I think he got the hint. He was like, oh, nah, yeah, you can ride with me. I can drive you to your car. Like, damn right, you can drive me to my car. So we go to his car, and he did have a nice car or whatever, but whatever. And we're driving around, and we're looking for we go to his car as we leave the parking garage. Mind you, I had to pay that $1 fee because I promised him that I would pay it, and he remembered. So we're driving out, and we're looking for the parking garage that I happen to park my car at, and we could not find it. It was late. It was dark at this point, and I just couldn't find where I parked my car at all. And we were driving for less than 5 minutes. Okay, we were driving for less than 5 minutes, and I could tell he was getting kind of agitated that we were driving around looking for my car. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is crazy. We haven't even been driving that long. It's late at night. I just need to get to my car safely, sir. Like, I am sorry. So, yeah, I told him, hey, you can just pull over right here. And I was going to say, you can just pull over right here, and then I can ask the people that work in the parking garage where garage C is at. But he didn't even let me finish my statement. Once I said, hey, you can just stop right over here, I mean, them back tires burned rubber, y'all. He stopped in the middle of the street, pitch black at night, had me come out the car, walk across the street by myself to the front door, ask a security guard to walk me to the parking garage, and before I can even get across the street to ask the security guard, his car was already gone. I mean, smoke went zoom. Such a gentleman. Y'all, when I got to the security guard, I felt like crying. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I've never been so disrespected. Yes, that's not the same disrespect as a guy calling you a name or something, but that was just like, who raised you? Like, why would you do that? It was just too much. So, yes, I did find my car safely. The security guard walked me to my car like a proper gentleman, and told me to be safe out here. There's crazies out here. And I was like, yes, I was just on a date with them. So, oh my gosh, that was so nerve-wracking. I remember driving home that night too. Like, I'm never gonna date again. I'm never going on a Tinder app again. Like, I was just so mad. And I was thinking, oh, clearly he didn't like me. Maybe he didn't think that I was as cute as my pictures. Like, all these things are going through my head. And I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm so done. So I receive a message when I get home, and it's from him. It's from John. And he says, hey, had such a good time. I really like you. We should do this again next week. What? Like, are you kidding me? Did we not just come back from the same date? That was terrible, sir. That was terrible. Like, I was just confused. Like, if this is what you do when you like me, I can only imagine what you're gonna do when you hate me, sir. Like, nah, like, that's a no. That's a no. So, needless to say, there was no next date. Well, you guys, that was the end of my story time today about how I had my worst Tinder date ever. Make sure you guys comment below if you also had a bad date experience. I would love to read about it. Please make me feel better knowing that I wasn't the only one that went through something like that. Also, like this video if you would like for me to share another story time on my channel. Trust me, I have plenty. And be sure to follow me on my Instagram. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.